Alright, y'all, don't miss it, and don't miss us right here on Rise Up Radio on WBAI New York 99.5 FM and streaming live on the web at WBAI.org. Right now, we are joined in studio by Brother Shaka Shakur. Next week, they're kicking off the People's Survival Program. There's a full week schedule starting next week, January 14th, up in Harlem. Brother, how you feeling, and what's happening?
Real good, man. Peace, and thank you for having me on the show. Well, what's happening, the People's Survival Program actually has been going on for like 2.5 years now, out of City College, out of the Sada Shakur Center, and that's room 3201 in the NAC building. But basically what we did is just center in on the work, because there's a lot of organizations out here, and you hear a lot of organizations saying, well, this one is not doing this one is not doing that. So we just kind of went out to the streets, and we actually started with just the food program, right out of the history of the Black Panther Party, the Garvey movement, Nation of Islam, and we just grew from there. And we just started asking people pretty much, if you had opportunity to get, what would you want? So we found out people wanted more about culture. They wanted to know more about basic vocational trades. And one of the things we advocate, we fight hard for against police brutality. So we started with Brother Shep had a class, Brother Shep McDaniels had a class called the Anti-Pig Police Brutality Campaign. And we inform people on what to do in case you get stopped by the police. And then that drew a lot of people. And then the following, which was the Tuesday, so Wednesday night I started a culture class because we felt it wasn't enough to just talk about what's going on right now without giving a history of why we even in this position in the first place. And it started from just the history of the police department, then it branched out to the history of African people in general. And now we've moved on to where we're introducing a vocational class, a first aid class. I heard Sis say she was a nurse. We got the first aid class going on. Monday nights we have a film program. So, it just branched out. And now the entire community right now in Harlem is starting to band behind it. So, it's moving forward. Right on.
So, could you give us a day-by-day breakdown of what's kicking off starting next Friday?
Okay. Well, Friday the 14th is the second Friday of the month. We normally do our food drive. So now we have a Jacob's Restaurant is going to provide all the food for us. So that's a beautiful thing. So on Friday, on 125th and Lexington Avenue, we'll be having our normal bi-weekly food drive. Now it's bi-weekly. And that'll start at 12 o'clock till 5 o'clock. We're going to feed the community. We're trying to get as many people out there as possible. Saturday, inside the Sada Shakur Center at 11 in the morning, we'll kick off the first PSP Youth Academy, where we have young volunteer teachers coming in, and we're going to work with not just the youth in general, but the community. So our thing is, we know a lot of our people are not really going to pull their children out of school just yet. So we said, well, let's counter that by at least giving our children 1 day of deprogramming. After a whole 5 days, we're going to get you for 1 day in deprogramming.
And I think that's an interesting thing you said, you're going to, one day to deprogram, and it's something that the community can take advantage of. Unlike, a lot of people don't have the opportunities to put their kids in charter schools or in private schools. And man, I know Digo, our co-host, he's a big supporter of charter schools. And I watched that film the other day, The Lottery, and I'm like, people gotta put their kids in a lotto to get a proper education.
It's true.
That's crazy.
But a lot of it is too because we depend on too much outside forces to do what we can do for ourselves. And one of the big things we did in the program is I actually went to the elders, my mother included, and asked, what did you do when you couldn't go to school? How did you get past this? And they said, we had one-room schools where we would get together and maybe 1 or 2 people in the community would get sent to Tuskegee or some good college, and they would come back and teach the community.
Wow.
And the 5th grade child will be responsible for the 4th grade child, et cetera, et cetera. So we just kind of really reenacted what's already there. And we're putting that out there. And then on Monday nights, we're going to have what we call the African Heritage Film Showcase, where we're going to start getting into positive media, positive films, because too often we think about black films, first thing comes up is blaxploitation. And that's all we got is, those kind of movies. But there were a lot of movies during that period that were sound and really good movies. And even before that period. So we get into that, we show that. Tuesday nights, and this is all 7 to 9 during the week. Tuesday nights, like I said, we have the legal aid class, which is not just what to do if you get stopped by police, but what to do in general when it comes to your rights. A lot of us become victims, and we don't even know. You might get arrested for something really simple, and you end up with a felony. Not knowing what to say when you get in the courtroom, etc. And on Wednesday nights, we'll have what we call the Culture Awareness class, where we get into the history, starting with our current history, who we are, where we at. We believe, coming out of the 10-point platform of the Black Panther Party, that unless we know who we are and how we fit into the current situation, we're never going to get out of this. So that's what that is. And Thursday nights, we have a vocational class. Now the vocational class, we started with the issue going on in housing. Like right now, they're not really raising the rents in housing, but they're raising the service fee. So if your outlet is messed up, it's $80 to fix that.
That's crazy.
$70 to fix this. So now, you know, in effect, they are raising the rent.
Yeah.
So we say, okay, well, let's teach people
how to
the basics. Like you fix your own outlet.
Boom.
You know, fix your own, you know, plumbing. Fix your own this, and then go to them and say, I'm not paying you this because I fixed it.
Yeah.
You know, and
I wouldn't even tell them.
You know what I mean? No, but tell them so that you don't got to pay that money. You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And that what that would do though, that would make the system have to adjust how they treat us.
True.
You know, and then secondly, we talk about unemployment. You know, and I'm listening with, you know, Reverend Jesse Jackson. That's a good effort. But also, you know, if we would revolutionize our minds, we could employ ourselves. Every summer, somebody need a ceiling fan put up because it's hot. Somebody need a bar taken out of the window or put in the window. Somebody needs an outlet change. So if you got these basic skills, you become the handyman. You know, you become the person to do these things. And now we can't complain about not having jobs because we can create jobs. So this is what it is. And also basic computer skills, like you mentioned, Twitter, Facebook.
Yep.
A lot of our people don't know how to do this, so that limits their ability to move forward.
Oh man,
you know?
I could teach a class on that.
Yeah, definitely. And it's all volunteer basis, which is a beautiful thing.
I love my internets.
Yeah, we gotta do that, you know.
You got the internet down, you got that thing. But I just wanna jump off your back for a minute, Brother Shaka, because what was so amazing is that these young people during the snowstorm,
yes,
they came in droves.
Right.
Wait, one person came to the door as the manager
yeah.
and said, we can do this, how much, blah, 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 this and stuff like that.
Exactly.
And so, like, you know, especially from my family.
Did you hear about
stuff.
our people that came to the show a couple weeks ago, Project Regeneration? They got in the Daily News because they made the most they've ever made shoveling snow due to the snowstorm.
Right. Now, could you imagine if we had that kind of thrust without the snow?
Right.
If that was just a normal attitude?
Day.
You know, Adam Clayton Powell said it very simple. We have to work what's in our hands right now. You know, we have everything we need within our grasp, but we just don't focus on it. So that's what this class is about. Friday, of course, we're going to do health, because a lot of people, you know, not just if I'm a vegan or if I'm a vegetarian, just basic health. Like, what's your blood pressure?
Yeah.
You know, what's going on with this, that, and the other? When you go to the doctor, is he speaking foreign languages that you don't understand? You know, how you know what you're paying for is what you should get.
Ask questions.
Yeah, exactly. And then along with that, we're teaching disaster preparedness. Because another thing happened when it snowed, like you mentioned provisions.
Yeah.
A lot of people, when it snowed, they were stranded in Harlem. Like, you're in Harlem, how you stranded and you work in Harlem.
Yeah.
You know, like, these are the things we have to teach. And then that's the whole week's program. And it's a beautiful thing because the Sada Shakur Center was actually not discovered, but I would say liberated by students in 1968 for this purpose. So it's a way of us pulling all our energies together, defeating all the egotistical rifts that go on between organizations, and just getting down to the core of doing the work.
It is. And
so quick question. Let's say I wanted to be involved and actually go over there and take classes. How would I do? I just walk in and I'm like, hey.
Just come in on any night from 7 to 9 and just sit down and join.
That's what's up, yo. Sounds like something I'm gonna do.
It's that simple, you know? And it's also like, we trying to say, like, let's say if you're in college, and a lot of us can't afford to go to college, but that should be no reason that we can't get education.
Yeah.
So if I'm in college and I paid $50,000 for a course, and let's say I graduate, why do you have to pay $50,000? Why can't I come teach you?
Yeah.
You know, literally, like day by day. If I learn that the paper is white today, then tonight I should be teaching somebody that the paper is white.
Yeah.
So we can all move forward. This is how we were able during segregation to exist. This is why the Black Wall Street of Tulsa, Oklahoma became such a threat. This is why all the freedom towns became such threats. It had nothing to do with racial animosity with blacks wanting to get revenge on white. It had the fact to do that when black people were put in a situation to do for self, we began to flourish because we began to cooperate and work together.
Exactly.
And that became an economical threat. So we're saying we want to put that back. And like you said with the snow, our young people, you know, our people in general, nobody wants to be a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be a thug or a gangster. But if you find yourself in that position, you might end up there.
Exactly.
Okay, and one more thing. Is there an age limit? Let's say there's an adult that hasn't had the training they need and they want to come and be part of the class. Is that possible?
Yeah, there's no age limit. There's no physical limit. You know, if we have to get on the computer and do it, we'll do it. If we have to come to your house and do it, we'll do it.
All right.
No one's too old, no one's too young.
And where can we get more info? And just one more time, tell them exactly where, when, how.
All right, well, the Sada Shakur Center is located in City College, in the NAC building. That's on 137th and Convent Avenue. You can take the 1, the D, the A, several trains to get there. It can also reach through the number, my personal number, 917-420-8662. And you can come to Shaka, S-H-A-K-A, Shakur, S-H-A-K-U-R. I'm on Facebook. You can just hit me up.
Right. See, you real because you gave your real phone number out.
Yeah, we don't have an office number. I have a cell phone. That's it.
That's it. That's a real brother, right? Thank you, brother Shaka Shakur.
Anytime.
Thank you. You know what? Next week is gonna be pretty epic. We got the Reverend Jesse Jackson's program for financial literacy all around America. Then we have this program uptown or wherever.
Yeah, the idea is to take it and run with it.
Yeah, all next week. The 14th is
it's actually the kickoff.
The kickoff.
And we'll be doing this for the rest of January. And then February 19th at the National Black Theater of Harlem, which is on 125th and 5th, we're going to have the official kickoff with a program that we call Supreme Architect, Realizing the Leader in Self.
Okay.
To show people that they can do it, and also to connect with other people, because we're not the only ones doing this.
No.
There's other people. We want to bring it all together.
Dang, that's beautiful, man. Then one more time, give the number, because I know some people are gonna be trying.
917-420-8662. I answer my phone. Just give me a call and let's connect. And also on Facebook, Shaka Shakur, S-H-A-K-A-S-H-A-K-U-R.
All right. Thank you so much. And Rise Up Brothers, do we have any announcements for the people? It's that time of the night again.